We hear it all the time. We fight this, we fight that. I fight this, I fight that. We gotta fight. We gotta. But in reality, the fight doesn't really belong to anyone. The fight really does belong to God. Because even if a person looks physically strong, sometimes their mind, the way they think, is not, it's not, it's not like that. It's not the same. But even if a person is strong mentally or physically, there are things that can happen in life that will break you down, that really will break you down. Like, you would think, oh no, I'm strong. I can fight this. I can do this. I can live a little bit longer, and you'll see. But I mean, it doesn't matter if a person is strong physically or mentally. The fight is not really the fight is not really with a human. The fight is something that has to do with the spirit. Just has to do with the spirit, and it's not easy to explain it, but I mean, God can take a person that nobody thinks is strong. I mean, the person might look physically not strong. You might think, oh, this person is not strong. It's not strong physically. It's not strong mentally. But the ironic thing is that sometimes that's the person that God chooses to do what needs to be done, and nobody expects it. Really, nobody sees it coming. When they see it, they're like, whoa, that's the last person that I would think of doing that. Because some of the things that are going to be done to help humanity is not going to be through somebody who's like physically strong or like the strongest person in the world. There's not going to be somebody who's like, oh, this person is strong physically, mentally. Oh, they're on fire. I remember somebody saying to me, oh, I was expecting somebody, person of fire. Um, I don't know. I don't know what people expect of other people, but the thing is that, see, God is not a human, so God can use a rock, a tree, an animal, any human being. And the ironic thing about this whole situation is that God will use a person that nobody thinks will be, able to do anything. They'll see that person maybe as like maybe they'll look down on that person. They'll say, oh, that person will never amount to anything. The person will never do anything good in their life. Oh, that person is, they can never accomplish anything. They're weak. They're not strong physically. They're not strong mentally. They didn't come from the right background. They didn't come from the right group. They don't look this way. They don't look that way. They don't think this way. And surprise, there you go. That's exactly the person that God chooses to do what is going to be done. So that's the thing about life. Sometimes when we look down on people, those are that will be the person that will be the one that can help us later on, and we just didn't know it, and we rejected that individual. It's like they say I don't even know how the saying goes, but I think it's something like the rock or the stone or something like that, like that was rejected was the main one that we used to build the building, something like that. I don't know, I forgot. But in other words, the person that we least expected and sometimes we look down upon and we see as like not strong will be the one that be chosen to do something that will amaze everybody. Because sometimes the the people that you don't think would amount to anything are the ones that do great things. It's just the way it is. It's just because God doesn't look at people from their appearance or the way they present themselves. God goes beyond that and sees their spirit. God sees exactly who they are because, humans, we basically think we're fighting, like, we're gonna fight, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but we see it in a physical form. We don't see the I don't know, realm or a spirituality of it. We don't see beyond the physical. Um, Sometimes the most beautiful people are not the ones that we think. The most beautiful people sometimes are not the ones that we think. Sometimes the most beautiful people are are what humans would not even call beautiful, but they are. They have this beauty, and it's like because their energy is beautiful. That's why. So when we say, you know, I'm gonna fight this, we're gonna fight that. I mean, physical, yeah. But in the spiritual realm, it's not, the fight doesn't belong to a human. It only belongs to God, and that is so true. Because no matter how strong we think we're physically or mentally, that's not gonna work there. It's not the same thing. It's not even in the same realm. But you can't, when we're human, we can't see beyond what we can see, because how can we? We are in a physical body. We can't see beyond that, so we're limited. But whatever fight we think we're fighting in the physical, yeah, but in the spiritual, that fight does never belong to any human, in a human body, in a human mind, in the human reality. There's no way. That will never succeed. The only thing that I know for sure is that some of the fights that we think we gotta fight, it's not even a fight that belongs to us. It doesn't belong to a human. It belongs to God and God alone. And because that fight is not with a body, it's not with a human, it's not with because that body of a human, I mean, the end of it would be just a name on the ground. That's it. Ashes, or a name written on the ground. That's it. Nothing else. So all that fighting that we think we can do in the physical, yeah, in the spiritual, we really don't have nothing to do with that. And it really doesn't belong to us, because no matter how strong we are, or physically or emotionally, that we don't, is nothing to do with that. And so some of the things that we can't explain and we don't understand, and we try to fight it, we're like, oh, I'm gonna fight it, no, it doesn't really work that way. But yeah, that's how it is. Some of the fights that we think we gotta fight, it's not really, it doesn't even belong to us to fight it. So that's pretty much it. Some of the fights that we think we should fight don't even belong to us to fight. Of course, in the physical, yeah, I mean, that's different. But in the spiritual, that's not even, doesn't even have anything to do with us, with humans. It's a spiritual thing.